Veterinarian Dr. Joel Joseph says he wants to have all the right permits in place to continue running his clinic, Wise Owl Animal Hospital, but he contends some senior level officials are preventing him from being able to get duly licensed. His son and Wise Owl operations manager, Benjamin Schiff.
Does Dr. Joseph have a building permit?
We have a building permit. We have Guam Fire. We got inspected by Guam Fire Department. We got inspected. We did get inspected by DPW, but they said that they won't give it to us until we have everything completed. The last one we need completed is by Department of Agriculture.
The last agency to inspect Wise Owl Clinic was the Guam Fire Department, according to Schiff, and he says the clinic passed that inspection. It all started in June 2011 when DPW notified Dr. Joseph that all his original permits for the veterinary clinic were no longer acceptable. The building was formerly used as an office space and then turned into a veterinary clinic. That, DPW says, requires a change of occupancy, which Wise Owl doesn't have but is now trying to get. The problem?
That's pretty much what we're asking, is for Tom Poole to come down and inspect and get a Department of Agriculture inspection form saying that if there are any problems with Wise Owl Animal Hospital, that you put it down on government stationery so we can comply with the wishes of the Department of Agriculture.
So we asked Dr. Tom Poole, the territorial veterinarian at the Department of Agriculture, about this inspection. He says Dr. Joseph never had the right permits and should never have been opened to begin with.
He does not have and never got the permit to turn that into a veterinary hospital in the first place. And DPW informed him of that a year and a half ago and said, you have got to get this place inspected to be a veterinary hospital. You never did that in 2005, period. No, I'm not going to inspect them for any sort of modification to their veterinary hospital or whatever it is that they want to do when they don't have a permit for that to be a veterinary hospital in the first place.
Although acting DPW Director Carl Dominguez confirms Dr. Joseph doesn't have the proper permits, he says it's not too late to get them. Dominguez adds he was not aware that Guam Fire inspected Dr. Joseph's clinic last July, but says he will talk with the department to determine what Dr. Joseph's next steps must be. Meanwhile, Schiff once again brings attention to other veterinary clinics on island.
So of course then we went through the legwork of going through the Department of Public Works and finding out if any of the other vet clinics had occupancy permits or building permits, and according to August 24th, 2012, Isla Veterinary Clinic, Harper Veterinary Clinic, Animal Medical Clinic, Booney Bed and Breakfast, Mariana's Vet Clinic, and Harper Quarantine Facility does not have these permits either.
We first reported this in August of last year. Dominguez says he and other DPW staff members spent hours searching for the permits in question, but could not find any. He tells PNC News that he expects all veterinary clinics to comply with the law and, just as Dr. Joseph is trying to do, go through the proper channels to obtain those permits.